First of all, this program is shiny brand new. We're going for challenging but achievable, entertaining and informative. The subjects are science, geography.
Koala Smart is an educational program that was created and put together in Port Macquarie in association with the Koala Hospital up there and the Lions Club up there. We're now looking at how we can deliver programs through Koala Smart into the various regions around the state. One of our tasks in our list of koala conservation actions is education for communities, for students, adults, and Koala Smart gives us an avenue to deliver education programs into schools for primary and secondary students. So it'll be interesting to go from this pilot with the 2 schools that we've started with to other schools in the region and roll it out with the Discovery. In cooperation with the Kosciuszko Education Centre, we've put together a program for secondary students. It will be available through Koala Smart across the state, and we've trialled it here in the Southern Tablelands with 2 of the local high schools.
For this activity, you'll be given either a question about what koalas get up to in a day or a week.
There is a classroom component where the students are introduced to the concept, to the presence of koalas in the region, some of the ecology of koalas, how the koalas are living and using the habitat down here, and an introduction to a project that the students will do that is based around presenting a message to a sector of the community, a target audience. The students then have a day out in the field and they rotate around a number of stations.
What we're doing now is we're going to do some research of the forest around us, the forest dynamics, and we're going to be thinking a little bit about how that might meet the habitat requirements of koalas.
So it's get some kind of looking at actual field studies and how to collect data and how to look at quantifying actual information that we can see. And then once we go back and interpret that, we can look at what that basically tells us about the suitability of the habitat. And it also looks at, I guess, how kids can analyse and interpret data to give us some suitable information.
They get to plant koala habitat trees into an area within our area of regional koala significance and boost the available habitat for koalas here.
The tree planting element also brings in other experts in habitat restoration. Local land services and land care groups were involved on the days that the students were out there, and so they learned more about the importance of habitat restoration and land care from those interactions as well.
You know, one day if you are coming back through here when you're older, you go, hey, look up on the hill, I planted one of those trees.
This, your last activity, is where you have an opportunity to talk to speak to interview our many koala experts over here. Take a clipboard, take your paper, go and find a nice comfy spot.
They get to talk to someone who is an expert on the particular threat that their project is around and learn a bit more about that interaction of the threat and koalas, what the strategy is doing, what they can ask the community to do to reduce the impact of that threat.
I was saying to the kids, I reckon if you went to Monaro High School 20 years ago and you said to the kids, put up your hand if you reckon there's koalas near here, no kid would have put their hand up. Now if you went along and the kids told me that, they said, oh, we'd all put our hand up. We know that there's koalas not far from our school.
There's a great level of interest, which is excellent. I mean, that's where education begins, doesn't it? If they're interested in protecting some of our species, then they're keen to learn and some of it sticks.
I think they've had a brilliant time away from the classroom but still learning and hopefully, going away and spreading the message of how important this sort of work is.
So then there's the outcome. So the students then put together a message for the community as part of their output for this project.
Well, we're here at Jindabyne Central School to see the students present their work.
Our team here is Abby, Hazel, and Tenny. You're project was on vehicle strike.
Avoid hitting a koala in the future is easy. Here are some tips. There will be some signs that will help. Light up in winter to make others aware and conscious about koalas in the area.
The main cause of dogs attacking koalas is dog walkers who don't have a lead, or people whose dogs can escape, which is also valid.
Why should we save the koalas? Koalas are important to Australia's environment and ecosystems because their droppings increase biodiversity by providing the forest.
I'm happy if they take away the message that they live in and amongst koalas, and that protecting koala habitat is the #1 thing that we can do in the region and statewide to protect the koalas that we have and hopefully increase the population size, which is the goal of the strategy.
I would like to thank you all for coming out here and participating in this experience. You have been a total delight for the day.
One of the really good opportunities I think we've had with piloting the programs with some local high schools is that we had the opportunity to invite other people in my role, discovery coordinators from around the state, to come and see the program being delivered here. So they'll then be working with their regional partnership coordinators to offer the program to high schools in other areas of the state.
If they had an impact on the community, that would be just the ultimate goal. You know, if we started to see behaviour change, people reporting koalas, people protecting trees, people managing their weeds, you know, being careful about how they use equipment on high fire risk days, if we saw that, that would be just, you know, the icing on the cake, really.